What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MULN stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and what type of pattern we are forming right now. Then I will continue with the fundamental news that might drive the price of this asset, and I will show you the preliminary results of their strikingly different test drive. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this point, and I've told you that this asset formed 3 out of 5 waves, and we were forming the 4th wave. And I've told you that we might have this as our lowest point, and in this case we might hit higher targets if this asset breaks this previous swing high, or we might see the ABC correction like this, and in this case we have to break this previous bottom and we have to see this lower price section. But right now I have to say that we are approaching the range of support, and right now, as long as this range holds of about 47 cents, definitely we are still quite bullish, but this pattern is not so bullish at all. And in my technical analysis I will show you what should we expect next, but for now let's continue with the fundamental news. First of all, definitely we have some results from their strikingly different tour. And we have 2 recent news that I didn't cover yet, and let me start one by one. So, they published that pre-orders for MULN 5 electric SUV crossover exceed expectations as the 5 strikingly different tour begins. And they wrote, the overall magnitude of MULN 5 pre-orders leading up and during the Pasadena event has quadrupled in volume. So definitely on the one hand it is very bullish news, because the more pre-orders the company has, the more upside potential it has from the fundamental standpoint. But let me show you this. So, to reserve the vehicle you should fill the form and pay 100 refundable deposit. Definitely it is not the real pre-order, because in a matter of next several months or even years, because the MULN 5 will be produced only in 2024, and a lot of people might change their decision, and that's why they easily can remove their deposit and cancel their order. So you cannot rely on this information at all. On top of that, we don't have real numbers. We have the information that the number of pre-orders has quadrupled in volume. So if they had 1 pre-order, and if this number multiplied by 4, definitely it will be only 4 pre-orders. But definitely they received more than 1 or 4 pre-orders. But in general they didn't disclose any numbers at all. And this means you cannot rely for 100% on this news. On top of that, let me continue with another news. And it was published also just recently, and it says overwhelmingly positive reactions pour in from first leg of Mullen Automotive's strikingly different tour. And definitely they published some videos. Right here you can find it on their YouTube channel, and they have 4 opinions that this strikingly different tour and the vehicle itself is very positive and is very promising. But all in all, I have to say that they stated, due to high demand and limited seating on tour, MULN is currently working with a firm crew to produce a short film that will allow those unable to attend in person an opportunity to experience the 5. And let me show you the real data. So, I have to say that on their first leg of their strikingly different tour, we cannot see more than a couple of dozens people. And definitely it is not the huge line of the potential participants at this event. And this means, I think it is a bit bold statement that they have a very high demand and limited seating on their tour. Definitely it is not the case. And I have to say that I still stand on my position that this asset is a fraudulent company, and again I will receive a lot of negative feedback for potential investors in this asset. But guys, my main goal is to save your money, and I have to say that in a matter of next couple of weeks this asset will break its all-time low, and mark my words, by the end of November this lowest point will be broken with a 60% certainty, and by the end of this year it will be broken with a 95% certainty. Mark my words, guys. And I have to say that a lot of people wrote in my comment section that a lot of institutional investors are buying this stock. And let me show you the list of their institutional owners. Right now, only 6.8% of this company belongs to institutional shareholders. And definitely we can see a lot of green rows right here. And let's start basically from the scratch. Wells Fargo opened its completely new position, and they invested $104,000 in this asset, and they disclosed this information at the very end of October, basically yesterday. But if you divide the value of their position by number of shares, the average price of their position will be about 63 cents. So I have to say that 13F filings, this date is not the actual execution date of this deal. It is just a date of filing, and the real execution date of this deal was made about 45 days prior. And definitely this asset was bought by what was the owner, Wells Fargo Master Trust, was bought by this trust, let me show you, somewhere at this point, more than 45 days prior, with a price point of roughly 63 cents. So right now they are not in green, and definitely it is not the case that you can rely on this so-called buys as a major sign that this asset is worth your attention. On top of that, let me show you the Wells Fargo list of investments, and here are all the companies that they invested in. And if you try to find Mullen Automotive, you can see that, let me show it to you, that they invested only 0.0863% of their entire portfolio in this asset. This means if you have, for example, $10,000, you will invest only $8.63 in Mullen. Definitely it doesn't worth your attention, and it is just a diversification of their risks. So, and because of this, I have to say that we have some bearish and bullish signs, and let's continue with the technical analysis. But before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, first of all, definitely we can see this range as the range of support, and probably we might have this range as the range of resistance. And these two ranges forms a bearish sign. It is a descending triangle, and usually this triangle breaks to the downside. And in order to remain at least partially bullish, we shouldn't break this previous bottom, because this breakout below the range of about 31.99 cents will eliminate the the motive movement to the upside, and it will confirm the ABC correction. This means we will break this bottom for almost 100% certainty. Otherwise, if this triangle will be broken to the downside and we won't break this range, we still remain partially bullish, but we won't hit much higher targets, because in this case we will overlap the territory of the first wave, and in this case it might be, in the best case scenario, just a diagonal. Otherwise, if this asset breaks this range to the upside, we are still bullish. And let me show you that on hourly time frame, on the price action, we have bearish sign. But if I switch, let me show it to you, to 4 hours time frame, and we will take a look on the RSI price action. Right here, we have a bullish sign. It is a falling bullish wedge, and it also might be on RSI as well, and this wedge breaks to the upside. And if this wedge breaks to the upside, definitely we will see the next leg that probably might exceed this previous sweet high, and in this case definitely we will confirm the 5-wave structure to the upside. But overall, I have to say that I'm more bearish on this asset. And if you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better